Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members, for the opportunity to prevent the no side for Proposition 31. My name is Joe Lang, and I'm here to speak on behalf of the No on Prop 31, Californians Against Prohibition. We believe Californians should vote no because we believe that there is a better way to reduce tobacco-related harm than total bans on the sale of legal products to adults 21 and older, especially when the ban would prevent the legal sale of products that the FDA has determined are less harmful. In our view, these products should be legal and regulated, not illegal and unregulated. But let's start with what we all agree on. No young person or teenager should use any form of tobacco or vaping product, period. And to level set this conversation, we need to remember that since 2016, the legal age to consume tobacco in California has been 21, and that includes vaping products. So it's already illegal for anyone under 21 to use any tobacco product, flavored or not. Prop 31 is not a ban on flavored tobacco for children. That's already illegal. It's a ban on legal, regulated sales to adult consumers. Today, underage use across all tobacco products is at generational lows. According to the CDC's National Youth Tobacco Survey, the past 30-day cigarette usage in 2021 fell to 1.5%. Rates in California are even lower. According to the California Department of Public Health, past 30-day use of cigarettes among California high school students in 2020 was at 1.2%. By any measure, these are impressive results. All of these results happened, however, without SB 793's adult ban being in effect. Of course, the bill was largely a reaction at the time to the alarming increase in underage use of one category in particular, that is vaping products. Since FDA began enforcing its regulatory authority over vaping products over the past few years, underage usage has dropped significantly, all without the ban in SB 793 being in effect. Nationally, the past 30-day vape usage rate among high schoolers fell by 60%, from 27.5% in 2019 to 11.3% in 2021. In California, the past 30-day underage vaping rate in 2020 was even lower at 8.2%. Both of them are still too high, but 70% lower than the national average in 2019. Strong underage prevention laws have played a huge part in this progress. After California raised its minimum age in 2016, Congress followed that action in 2019, enacting 21 as the age for consumption nationally. These measures work because they cut off social access in our schools. If no high school student can legally purchase the product, younger peers cannot get these products from their friends. The data reflects that. Banning the sale of these products to adults won't end their availability, however, in California. It will simply shift them to an alternative, unregulated market. That data is clear. California already has the second highest smuggling rate for tobacco products in the country. In 2020, nearly half of the cigarettes smoked in the state were smuggled in, primarily from neighboring states and Mexico. The one state that has implemented a total ban, like the one contained in Prop 31, is Massachusetts. And that's shown what happens. After the ban went into effect in 2020 in Massachusetts, legal cigarette sales in the state dropped 24%. But these sales simply moved to illegal distribution, with cigarette sales in New Hampshire increasing by 22% and Rhode Island by 18%. That market shift made up for almost the entire decrease in cigarette sales in Massachusetts, where the ban took effect. Let's be clear. Illicit markets are a real problem for Californians. They're bad for public health precisely because they are made, distributed, and sold outside of the law. Illegal sellers don't care what products they sell, where they get them from, or who they sell to, including kids. Remember, a huge reason we have seen reductions in underage use of tobacco products is the role that licensed retailers play in following the law, including checking IDs. But there are other costs to the illegal market as well. Illegal sellers don't pay taxes. They don't. In fact, Prop 31 will reduce state revenue by about $1 billion over the next 4 years, cutting funds for healthcare, education, seniors, and law enforcement. And then there's the impact on law enforcement and criminal justice reform. The fact is, distributing or selling tobacco products in California outside the licensed system is a serious crime. It means potentially a felony conviction, a mandatory minimum prison sentence of 2 years, and the loss of the right to vote. We think that's a step backward, not forward. But there is a better way forward. Principles of harm reduction, whether in the context of drugs or any other, dictate that the best way to change harmful adult behavior isn't to criminalize it, but to provide support, information, and choice. And it's in choice where SB 793 fails. Since 2019, FDA has been scientifically evaluating and authorizing the sale of less harmful alternatives for smokers. As FDA has said, it's the smoke from the conventional cigarettes that causes the vast majority of death and disease. These harm-reduced smoke-free products, with proper controls in place, can actually help accelerate reductions in tobacco-related harm. Through the so-called PMTA pathway, the FDA determines if a product is substantially less harmful for individual smokers and whether marketing it will have unintended consequences. Only if the FDA finds that the product is appropriate for the protection of public health can FDA authorize that smoke-free product for sale. FDA can impose strict post-market surveillance requirements and marketing restrictions to ensure that these products do not end up attracting underage uses. And FDA can remove authorized products if the data shows a significant spike in youth use. To date, FDA has reviewed millions of products and authorized only 42, including, however, some that would be subject to the ban in SB 793. SB 793 would remove many of these harm-reduced products and choices for adults in California. What that really means is potentially slowing the decline in cigarette use here. To us, that makes no sense. SB 793 would remove many of these choices for adults in California. And that means potentially slowing declines in cigarette use here. As I said, that seems to make no sense. FDA is best situated to decide if the presence of flavors in that harm-reduced product will help adult smokers move beyond cigarettes to less harmful alternatives. In our view, Prop 31 will send California in the wrong direction, toward policies that seek to force rather than support changes in adult behavior. As we've seen in so many other areas, it won't work. I guess I would leave you with this policy consideration. The choice here is whether to ban products that will then result in them being in an illegal, unregulated market, or whether to contain them in a well-regulated market that has shown over the last 2 years the ability to truly do its job and reflected in lower smoking rates. Also, making sure that adults who are smokers have the choice to use the harm-reduced product that the FDA approves to quit smoking. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. That's 10 minutes. Thank you.